The Mongol Invasions. Valor of the Kamakura warriors. The sea that morning was calm. Gentle waves brushed the shores of Tsushima. And mist still clung to the trees. No one knew that far beyond the horizon, a shadow had begun to take shape. It was 1274. Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, and emperor of the Mongol-led Yuan dynasty, had set sail for Japan. Thousands of ships, countless men, unfamiliar weapons and foreign tongues, carried by a wind no one had called. Tsushima and Iki were the first to fall. Small islands, lightly guarded, unprepared for what was coming. The invaders stormed the shores with fire and steel. Villages burned. Men, women, even children, cut down without mercy. Among them stood warriors who refused to flee. Local defenders, like Taira no Kajitaka, fought to the last. Their names nearly lost to history. Their sacrifices seldom told. But their struggle rang like a bell. A warning to the rest of Japan. The second time, Japan was not caught off guard. From the east, warriors rode forth. Men of the Kamakura shogunate. Hardened by feudal strife. Bound by honor. They gathered at the western shores. On the beaches of Hakata, they stood side by side. Not for conquest. Not for glory. But to defend their home. Arrows flew like rain. Gunpowder bombs burst in the night, echoing like thunder. And still, the samurai charged, blade to blade. Among them was Takazaki Suenaga, a samurai who would later commission illustrated scrolls of the battle. A testament not of victory, but of resolve. Even with an arrow in my face, he would write. I rode forward. In 1281, they came again. Greater in number, fiercer in purpose. But the warriors were waiting. Day after day, they fought. On the beaches. In the surf. In the smoke. Then, one night, the wind rose. A typhoon swept through the fleet of Kublai Khan. Ships shattered. Men drowned. The sea swallowed them whole. Japan was saved, again. People called it Kamikaze. The divine wind. Not to be confused with the World War II term. This kamikaze referred to a typhoon seen as divine intervention. But those who fought knew. Before the wind came, they had stood in its place. There were rewards, yes. Commendations. Decrees of honor. But no new lands. No plundered treasure. Only bloodied armor. Broken weapons. And a coastline that would never truly rest. The warriors returned. Not to peace, but to obligation. Year after year, they were summoned to defend the western shores. The burden grew heavier. Their silence turned to unrest. And slowly, beneath the surface, the foundation of the Kamakura shogunate began to crack. One era had been saved. But in doing so, it had planted the seeds of its own demise. The Mongol invasions. We remember the wind. But in that wind was also the voice of warriors who bled, endured, and quietly disappeared from our collective memory. How will we remember them now? Thank you for exploring Japan's history with us. If you enjoyed it, subscribe and leave a like. It helps bring the next story to life.